Well, hey everybody. This is the last week of our devotions in the miracles of Jesus. I hope you've been enjoying this resource and it's helped you in your walk with God. Today's miracle is found in three places, actually, in Matthew chapter 20, Mark 10, and Luke 18. And we're going to read from Mark's version because we're pretty sure Luke copied off of him, and Matthew barely touches on this miracle. So we're going to start at Mark chapter 10, verse 46. And they came to Jericho, and as Jesus was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a great crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth walking by, he began to cry out and say, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he cried out all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus stopped, and he said, "Call him." And they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take heart, get up, he is calling you." And throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and came to Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" And the blind man said to him, "Rabbi, let me recover my sight." And Jesus said to him, "Go your way, your faith has made you well." And immediately he recovered his sight and followed him on the way. It's a great miracle. It's a great story of how Jesus cares for those on the margins. You know, Bartimaeus is probably known by this community. He's the son of Timaeus, so we know a little bit more about him. His livelihood was made by begging, and that's because that's all he could do in this society. It was acceptable, and Jericho was a prosperous city during this time, and so Bartimaeus is probably doing okay financially, and as it was considered an honorable thing to help those who had to beg during these days. And so when he begins to cry out to Jesus, what do the people think he's going to do? Well, of course, they think he's going to ask Jesus for money because that's what beggars do in this day. So those around, probably including his disciples, tell him to be quiet. But I love this. He cries out all the more. I love the persistence. I love he's not willing to just, "Oh, okay, I guess I should be quiet." This story happens just prior to Jesus entering Jerusalem on a donkey. And so if you remember that story, it's called the triumphal entry. There's this momentum building. As they approach Jerusalem, there's this sense of expectation that Jesus is coming back to the big city to do revival services. That kind of feeling is happening. And he's on his way to Jerusalem. He's going to be, and it's going to be something dramatic. And so it's interesting that he stops for this blind man. You know, sometimes I think we can get so busy with doing our important work, whatever that work is, that we fail to see those on the curb asking for help, those in the margins. You know, if you've been following this series in the miracles of Jesus, you might be starting to wonder why us speakers are being so repetitive. Because Jesus is. I mean, that's one of the points of why these miracles are recorded, is to show us who Jesus is and that he is consistently helping those on the margins. So I want you to put yourself in the shoes of Bartimaeus for a moment. If Jesus was walking by you right now, what's the most immediate need that you have? I want you to think about that. What if Jesus asked to you, "What do you want me to do for you?" What would you say? What would be your response? Maybe it's a physical need like Bartimaeus had, or maybe it's an emotional need or a financial need. Maybe it's a relational need. Those are the things that we would say. That's how we would respond. But Jesus asks Bartimaeus anyway. And even though we knew Bartimaeus' immediate need and he knows yours, why would we ask? I think there's a couple reasons. Asking for Jesus to move expresses a level of faith. Just to believe enough to ask and keep asking, to believe enough that Jesus wants to do something in your life. That belief that causes you to act in asking him for help. You know, when Bartimaeus called Jesus the Son of David, it was an expression that probably meant Bartimaeus believed that Jesus was the Messiah. That phrase, "Son of David," was indicative of what the Messiah would be called. And so Bartimaeus probably believed something about Jesus, that Jesus was the promised one. And so he had enough faith to ask Jesus for help. But But I think there's another reason we need to look at here in terms of why Jesus asked Bartimaeus, what do you want me to do for you? I mean, Jesus knew Bartimaeus was blind. He knew that that was Bartimaeus' immediate need. Why would Jesus ask? And the reason is because Jesus knows what we really need. Not that the immediate needs are unimportant, because they're important, and we see that throughout the miracles of Jesus, is that he's taking care of the immediate needs. But he still asks because I think he knows that our immediate needs aren't all that we need. I mean, can you imagine if Bartimaeus answered the question of Jesus by saying, can you give me the Holy Spirit? Instead of, I need my sight. I can only imagine what Jesus would have done. Or when he asked Bartimaeus, what can I do for you? And Bartimaeus' response is, well, can I follow you? Can I go with you to Jerusalem? I want to be with you. That's my need. That's what I need you to do for me, is to allow me to be with you. Now, he probably would have said, I don't know how that's going to work because I can't see. But the thing is, I need you. I need your presence. I need to be with you. I need to walk beside you. I need to be filled with your presence every day. So what am I saying here? Yes, have the faith to cry out to Jesus for the immediate needs in your life, whatever they might be. Go ahead, do that today. But also, would you go a little deeper as well and simply ask Jesus, in response to his question, what I need you to do for me, Jesus, is I need you to help me follow you, to fill me with your Spirit again today, to sense your presence, to know that you are with me and I am with you. God bless you guys. Enjoy this week of devotionals and have an amazing day.